When you really think about it, it's not natural for guys and girls to have deep, genuine, platonic friendships. Normally the guy is either gay or he's secretly waiting in the wings, just waiting for his opportunity to strike. And I know this because I've been that guy at some point. Back when I was younger, like middle school, high school days, I would say that I had a good amount of female friends. And I didn't realize this at the time, but when I think back on it, I would say I was a little or somewhat attracted to each and every single one of them. Like, you can't really relate to them on that many things or talk about anything really. Like things that you couldn't talk about or relate to your guy friends. Like it doesn't work. Like, how can a grown man relate to women more than he does men? If you asked a guy if it was possible for men and women to be friends, most guys would say no. But if you asked a girl if it's possible for men and women to be friends, a lot of them would say yes. And the reason for this is because women have a lot more to gain from being friends with a guy than vice versa. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that you can't be cordial or you can't be friendly with a girl or you can't be acquaintances. Because there are situations where it's like it's your homie's girlfriend and you guys are in the same friend circle and you see each other in passing and you say hi, and if she needed something you would help her. But as far as friendship, as far as a relationship on a deeper level that's platonic, it's not possible. Like, people that actually believe that men and women can be genuine friends, like on a deeper level, severely underestimate how much attraction plays into part in the people that we interact with and choose to surround ourselves with. I'll give you an example, right? And this goes for guys and girls. No matter how good of a friend someone is, no matter how good their personality is, if they were fat, greasy, disgusting, just unattractive physically in every way, no matter how good of a friend that person is, you're not going to be kicking with them on some casual shit, like on some friendship, like texting each other, how's your week, how's your day, asking that person to hang out, let's get dinner, let's get lunch, let's catch up. You're just not going to do it. And it sounds kind of cold, but it's just the way human nature is wired, right? People like being around people they find attractive. Like, if you're being completely honest, any girlfriend that you've had, or guy friend that you've had, if you're one of the 1 or 2 girls watching this right now, if you're being completely honest, there was at least some level of attraction there. Like, no matter how good their personality is or how good of a friend they are, if they're not at least somewhat attractive, you're not going to be hanging out with them or kicking it with them or talking to them on some friend shit. That's why as I've gotten older, I've kind of just dropped a lot of female friends because it's disingenuous, especially if they had a boyfriend. I was like, if I'm being completely honest with myself, she's somewhat attractive to me. So why are we hanging out on some one-on-one shit when she has a boyfriend, when she's dating someone? Like, it just feels slimy, it feels off. And it's like, we can't really talk or relate about anything that I couldn't with my homies like 100 times over. There's only one girl I've been genuinely close to my entire life, and the funny thing is I used to like her. And she used to say to me all the time, you always disappear whenever you date someone or get in a relationship. And in my head, I'm like, yeah, duh, why do you think? And I've been in relationships where my girlfriend had guy friends, and I used to call that shit out, and then of course you'd get the controlling, insecure accusations, and there's nothing you can really do at that point, right? But a few months would go by and eventually I'd be proven right. But then somehow I still ended up being the bad guy. I don't even know how that worked. Every relationship I've been in, they've had a problem with the girl that I've been closest to. Which, rightfully so, I used to like her. But that just further proves my point. And actually, if you think about it, most girls say that men and women can be friends, right? But at the same time, if their boyfriend had a girl best friend, you know they'd have a problem with it. And I've experienced this way too many times. But what I've come to learn is that most girls that defend guy friends are the girls that enjoy male attention the most. And the guys that defend having female friends, you guys are the slimiest of them all. I would know because I used to be one of them. And most of the times, I don't even think I did it consciously. I just liked being around attractive girls. And actually, now that I think about it, both my relationships started off as just friends. And as time goes on, you work your magic, you do your thing. There's genuinely no such thing as just starting off as friends because, again, there had to have been some level of attraction there. Because when you first meet someone, and this goes for guys and girls, people automatically almost go into 2 categories. 1 is just friends, and 2 is someone you would date. And this is upon first impressions, based on their level of attractiveness to you. Like, you could try to argue this point, but this is 99% almost always true. And it's just natural, right? The more time you spend with someone, the more likely it is for both of you guys to catch feelings for one another. But you'll only be spending that time with each other if you found each other attractive in the first place, even if you just label yourself as friends. But there are like very specific situations, like a childhood friend, a family friend that you've known for a really long time. You never found them attractive, but you just grew up with them. There are like specific niche situations, right? But I just don't think that as a guy, you can have a deep, genuine, platonic relationship with a girl that you don't find attractive. And it's so crazy because so many people would say you're insecure, controlling, toxic for believing this, but if those people were being honest, they would not be okay with their partner having a girl best friend or guy best friend. They might pretend like they're okay with it, but somewhere down the line, while you're having an argument, it's gonna come up randomly. And she's gonna be like, why don't you hang out with so-and-so instead? Just completely out of nowhere. I mean, I guess it also depends how you define friends. I mean, some people use the word loosely, but to me, a friend is someone you have a deeper bond or relationship with. Someone you can hit up or talk to at any given time about any problem you might be having. Someone you relate to, someone you have a strong connection and bond with. Just, that's what a friend is. And yeah, as I've gotten older, the idea of having a female friend has just become more and more foreign to me. Again, I'm not saying you can't be cordial, you can't be cool with the girl, you can't hang out with the girl in a friend group, but as far as being a genuine friend goes, I just don't think it's plausible. There are still girls that I interact with platonically, but they're not like genuine friends. I might catch up with them once or twice a year, but as far as talking casually or hanging out casually, it's just, to me, it's not plausible. People like being around people that they find attractive, and the more time you spend with someone, the more likely it is for you to catch feelings, or vice versa. And again, most guys would agree with what I'm saying, and a lot of girls would disagree with what I'm saying. But if you asked every single one of those girls if they would be cool with their boyfriend having a girl best friend, most of them, if they're being honest, would say no.